welcome to my channel. My name is Abby. If you're here for the first time, mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm sending you so much love because I'm so glad that you're here, and I hope you join the family by clicking the subscribe button just right down there on your screen. And when you do, please turn on the notification bell as well. That way you get notified whenever there's a new video on this channel. And to my returning subscribers, you already know what it is. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is the beginning of a new series on my channel called Nigerian in Canada, where I'm going to be speaking to Nigerians that are living in Canada and just sharing the Nigerian in Canada experience. This is the first episode of the series, and I have here with me the amazing, the lovely NOSA ANYARU. So NOSA is my friend, he's my brother. We have known each other for I don't even know how long now, for so many years. Very funny. For so many years. We were in Manchester together for several years, and and our relationship has gone on to now that we both live in Canada. Now NOSA is a finance expert, is a banker extraordinaire. He is an amazing MC, an MC par excellence. He's a father, he's a son, he's a husband, and he's a retired bobo.
Not retired, I'm not retired. Okay, it's okay.
He's very much a retired bobo. So I decided NOSA would be a fantastic start to this series. I'm going to be asking him some questions, just sort of taking us through his Nigeria in Canada journey. To put things in context, right? NOSA has been living in Canada
since 2012.
NOSA has been living in Canada since 2012, so he is vast and a lot more experienced than myself and perhaps several other people that you know. So I thought it was a fantastic kickoff to this series. I'm gonna ask you, how has it been transitioning to life in Canada, considering the fact that you actually didn't migrate from Nigeria, right?
No, I was in the UK.
Yeah, NOSA was in the UK when he decided to shift base to Canada. Yeah. So how has that journey been in terms of moving to Canada? How easy was it for you? Yeah. How easy has it been settling down? And what has the progression been like? Especially comparing life that you knew in the UK to life as it is in Canada. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me, Abby. So basically, right? Oh my God. So we moved here in 2012. Maybe I'll take you back to when I was in the UK. I didn't really like the UK. I'm not going to lie to you. Because because everything
UK was, people are very sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry guys, and I'll tell you why I don't like the UK. The first time I stepped out of Heathrow, everything was so myopic, so small. I'm 6'5" inches, so for me everything has to be big. So the house are small, the roads are small, everything for me was very small. So there was no resting place in my spirit for the UK. So I always knew I was going to move somewhere else, and it was either going back to Nigeria or moving to Canada. So moving here in 2012, so the other thing that made me decide not to stay in the UK was their visa policies. My visas were okay, don't get me wrong, but they were always shifting the goalposts. So every April they changed the rules, and I was a church guy. Every April we do night vigil so that the rules will favor all of us.
Oh my goodness.
So it was always, at some point, renewing your visas was a story, the money you spent and stuff like that. So I told myself, okay, I'm never going to be able to buy any investment property or a mortgage here if I continue spending
as much.
So I said, okay, where's the next place? Nigeria then was moving from an emerging market where they were employing people in 2005 and 6 to when Jonathan took over and things were kind of sliding down. So I said to myself, you know what, let's go to Canada. So coming to Canada in the process was a 10-month process. In fact, it'll be earlier than that. In 2012, the transition was really kind of good for us. Now, my thing was, I didn't want to stay in the Lagos or the London of any country, so I moved to Edmonton, Alberta. But I'll tell you, our fitting in was very quick and very easy. Now, how? Great question. So basically, in the UK, I think I paid my dues, right? So God was just, God was good to me. So when I moved in, what happened was, so my wife and I came in, no kids yet. So she already started, she had the ACCA, which is CPA here. So she already started getting calls while we were in the UK for jobs. And the oil was at $120 dollars per barrel. So at the time, what happened is Edmonton and anything in Alberta was really booming.
Yeah.
So she came in, got a job, I'm not joking, within 10 days.
Wow.
That was like,
That's amazing. That's a testimony.
Yeah, our first job was within 10 days with the government of Alberta, right? And that was, she was working with an agency, but she got the job full time for, I think, a 2-year contract. Then, I finished with Barclays in the UK and I did contracting with Northern Rock in Newcastle. So when I came, I was exhausted and I wanted to rest. But I actually got a job within 2 weeks. I'm telling you, and it was very funny. When I came, I went downtown Edmonton and I went to open a bank account, I can't remember, and they were doing a career fair. And the guy, we're just talking about, they're like, I told him I work with Barclays and stuff, and they're like, oh, wait. And we had an interview there and then, had a second interview, and that's how I got a job. That was when 2012, things were really, really posh.
Wow.
So, but I didn't start until December. So our transitioning we got a flat or an apartment pretty quickly, we were paying rent, and the transitioning from being an immigrant from the UK to hitting, I would use the words, we hit the ground running. Hit the ground running. And that's my small spiel in a nutshell.
Wow. That's really fantastic to hear because, I mean, a lot of people tend to believe that usually you absolutely have to struggle to get on with things if you're an immigrant in any country, any community really. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this series, just to hear people's stories, different stories. It doesn't matter if you actually struggled, you know, in terms of seeking, you know, for what you wanted. And it also doesn't matter if, you know, you didn't have to work too hard to get whatever you want, as long as there's progress and there's momentum. I suppose that's the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
So I want to just sort of I want a bit of expose from you, right? What has been your most challenging experience as a Nigerian immigrant in Canada, or as an immigrant in Canada?
Okay. So yeah, okay, the weather obviously. Right? You won't. So this is it. Like I never liked.
The weather is fine.
Oh, okay. The weather
is fine.
So I'll tell you one big experience. So like I said, my wife got a job before me. Yeah. So obviously she started working almost immediately before me. So we didn't even know we were pregnant at that time. But that's the word, we didn't know we were pregnant. So she would go. So there was this particular morning that it snowed. I slept because I said to myself, I'm not going to rush to look for a job. I had good savings from working those what they call it, the contracting job in the UK. So I said I was just going to chill. So she would go to. There was one day she went to work, and for 2 hours, we didn't have a car then. She was on the bus for 2 hours. She kept talking to me, and I hadn't looked outside. The snow, that was the first snow. When I looked outside, everywhere was like salt. White. So you know the key that when it's snowing, it's not cold. It's after the snow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
So it ended up being minus. I think the first after the snow was minus 25 degrees centigrade. My people.
Small thing.
It's small for you
small
now,
thing,
right?
Small thing.
You never get used to the weather. Last year's weather was good. What are you saying? Last year was good.
Yeah, last year winter was actually really nice.
So you never get
really
close.
mild.
You never get used to the weather. So the weather for me has been a huge thing, right? What other thing again? I guess that's the only thing. That's the only thing that's been an issue. The weather. And what else? Yeah, things were really cheap when we came. Things are getting more expensive. Yeah. But the weather is the main thing for me.
Okay. So there's a lot of saying about how Canada is a multicultural community. Really, I don't want to keep using the word country. You know, a multicultural community, and to an extent, I see that. You know, it's amazing to see so many people of different. It's amazing to see so many people of different tribes. You know, in your day-to-day activities. So I wanted to ask, considering the fact that you live in Edmonton, I live in Calgary, by the way. We both live in the province of Alberta. He lives in Edmonton, and I live in Calgary. I mean, if you're going to compare that to proximities, if you are a Nigerian and you're watching, it's like comparing Lagos to Ibadan, really. You know, the distance, really.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to ask, has that been your experience in Edmonton as well? Because I get asked quite a few times, how is it like as a Nigerian in Canada? Do you feel out of place? Do you feel like you're alone and all of that? So I wanted to get that information from you, especially seeing as you live in a different city from me.
That's a great question, right? It's a segue to a lot of things, right? But I don't feel so. And I think it has to do with the person that you are.
Well,
I'm a social butterfly, right? So
MC extraordinaire.
if there's no groove, I start the groove myself, right? So
I can attest to that.
I'll give you an example. Last week, they opened up 2 weeks ago with the pandemic, and they opened up, and everybody was
outside
just
is
calling.
open. Outside is open right now.
Yeah, all I had to do is get one of my DJs. I did the flyer, and we got 60 people in the restaurant, and it became a club. That's how I roll, right? So for me, when it comes to one of the big things you guys have in Calgary, we don't have. You have a bigger community, Nigerian community. You have a more organized community.
I don't know. I think we're much more than you guys.
Oh, have you been to your independence parties?
No.
Go to one of them. You know that you guys are really.
We didn't have one last year.
We didn't have one last year.
Pandemic, yeah.
So, but we're not much of a smaller town. Everything they have, we have. But it's just that the population is smaller and there are more Nigerians in Calgary. Now, I feel that I've always said that, number one, I don't go to the Lagos of any country if I migrate. So that's why I moved to Edmonton. And the people you surround yourself with as well is key. So I'm one of those guys who, if things aren't working well, I try to innovate and make things work. So I would say that my journey into Edmonton was first, I intentionally came to be low-key. I wanted to be low-key because of my past. From where I was coming, I was everywhere. So, but that didn't last for long. 2 years, I hid under the radar, but before you know what, everybody started coming. So Edmonton is home for people who make it home.
Well,
it's warm for people. There are a lot of, if you keep in the right people, you enjoy yourself. A lot of professionals do. A lot of doctors, a lot of lawyers, accountants. So we have like a small mini group where we meet and stuff like that. But yeah, I like Edmonton. It's quiet to an extent, but I like it. I still like it.
That's really good to hear. I mean, Edmonton is usually one of the probably most referred communities when you're talking about settlements for Nigerians in Canada. But here's what I'll say to you. If you're considering moving to Canada. I feel like it really doesn't matter where you get settled in. Wherever you are, you can find your tribe. Honestly, because I mean, as with anywhere else in the world, there's nowhere you're gonna go you're not gonna find a Nigerian.
If there's no Nigerian in the place, go back.
Right? You should be scared if there's no Nigerian where you are.
Go back.
Wherever you are settled in Canada, there is going to be a community of Nigerians there. Now the question is it a thriving community or is it a docile community? But you will find your tribe wherever you are. So lastly, I wanted to ask, tell me what it is that you love about Canada.
Okay, before I say that, right, I want to say that she ended up saying that whatever, no matter the community you will find. And I just want to say that be the change that you seek.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, if you're the person, things aren't working well, you be the guy to fire.
I mean, there are quite a number of people who enjoy who enjoy bringing people together. Now, if you find yourself in a community where now if you find yourself in a community where you think that things are rather docile and stagnant in terms of in terms of a thriving Nigerian community, I mean, you can
start something.
Yeah, you can start something.
There's so many opportunities to start.
Yeah, you can just start an initiative, and then with time it grows, and people find solace in that community.
You exactly. You want to go to.
Exactly. And then another thing that I'm gonna stress that I've always said, I mentioned in quite a couple of videos, is that there are so many online communities, Nigerians, Nigerian in Canada community, WhatsApp groups. If you do not get to meet any of them in a year, it's really never gonna feel like you haven't met anybody in a year. It's amazing, the amount of people you get to meet in there. It's amazing the amount of information you get. So try as much as possible. If you're skeptical about moving with people, you're skeptical about meeting people, you can start with the online community first, and then you can take it from there. But wherever you are, find your tribe and make it work for you.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
So you asked the question,
what do you love about Canada?
Okay, so I always like to compare, right? For me, Canada has given me a lot of opportunities, right? So there's and I guess it has to do with you as well. Like, my story might be different from your story, so I'm speaking from my own perspective. Canada is a place where they let you do you. So if you're good at what you do, you know all those things about Canadian experience and all, it happens to some people. But the truth is, it's not always like that. I'll give you an example. I work for an organization where they're actively recruiting black people, black professionals. Now, they're actively not only recruiting black professionals, I want to say there's a bias towards Nigerian professionals.
I think there's an history of excellence that actually follows us here. Quite a number of people have mentioned in my workplace that Nigerians are really hardworking. So there's actually that testimony that follows us. I don't know about any other country, but in Canada specifically, when people, especially of another country, another tribe, another country, when they come across Nigerians, the first thing they believe of us is that we are hardworking people.
The thing I want to say about Nigerians, like, we put ourselves down a lot because of things that happen back home. But let me tell you something, and I know every immigrant will attest to this. Nigerians are a unique make, a unique spec.
Right.
We do exceptionally. Whatever we do set to do, we do exceptionally well or exceptionally bad. We always see the extreme. There's no middle ground. There's no docile. No. So for me, like, I'll give you an example for me for work. And like I said, career-wise, I've been blessed. I could have been doing more, but I've been blessed. At my workplace, I was the only black guy at my level. But you know what? I just didn't stop there. What I had to do was pull other people as well. Like, I probably was the only black guy in that team for the longest while. But now we have someone joined last week, so we have about 3 or 4 guys who are black in my city alone. There's some of them who have joined in Calgary as well, your city. So I made it a point that if you're a Nigerian guy, I see your resume and I can push you forward, I'll try, right?
That's true about him. Very true.
So yeah, that's how life is. You know, we rise. Only
by pulling
said,
each other up.
Davido said we rise by helping each other. So I'm trying to quote Davido. So for me though, I think Canada gives you the opportunity versus the UK. And if you make a mark and say this is what you want to do, they'll let you. That's my experience. Then the other thing that I like about Canada is the true multiculturalism.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
The UK didn't have this new worker. Maybe I didn't see the newcomers thing. We have a lot of newcomer stuff here. In fact, what they do is they put you on internship and pay you for a while. I didn't do all that. It's
amazing. The sort of programs and initiatives support that you get here as a new immigrant. If you want it, you can access it. When I arrived, I didn't know quite a lot of things, but the few that I found, I was amazed. I was like, really?
It is.
So this is why I'm actually even happy that welcome to our country.
So when you get to the airport and they go through the immigration,
welcome to Canada.
Welcome home. They say welcome home, right? So for me, it's a country that's very welcoming. They give you. There was a time when you bring your parents in with the PR. If you have the PR, your parents will come in the PR. In fact, they were paying your parents a stipend every month. They had to stop it. I wasn't in, it was so expensive and it didn't really make sense. Somebody who didn't even work in Canada, all of a sudden is collecting pension in Canada. It wasn't fair to people who worked here. And there was also the issue of when the budget was surplus at the time. I wasn't here then, I was in UK. The budget was surplus at the time and they gave every individual here in Alberta $500. So that's how, because the oil was booming. So for me, I think that Canada for me has been home, is thriving. There's so many things that you can do here in terms of business. There's this new black entrepreneurship fund that they are doing, giving loans to black people by the banks. So, I've enjoyed being here. I'm not even gonna lie to you, like compared to the UK, I didn't make a mistake. I didn't. If you're thinking about UK, you want to move on, bro, move.
So there you have it, guys. I mean, it's been quite a beautiful conversation and getting to know your story. I mean, I knew some bits, but it wasn't refreshing to hear some aspects that I didn't know. So you guys, the essence of this series is to introduce life to you other than from my own perspective. I wanted you guys to have the spectrum of different stories, especially for Nigerians in Canada, because my channel really is about my journey as a Nigerian immigrant in Canada. However, I feel that it's gotten to a point where it will be very interesting and captivating and perhaps even educative, for you guys to hear a lot more stories other than mine. So if you have enjoyed this first episode, because there will be many more.
I I just want to say Abby's doing a great job because we didn't have these platforms when we came. We just had to like research ourselves on Google, and it wasn't really centered towards people's experiences, which is really great. Now, if you have not subscribed on this channel,
I beg.
you're on a long time.
Let me use Worry Boy voice. He's a Worry Boy, but that's fine. Use Worry Boy.
No, listen, area. If you are not subscribed, I will use subscribe, hit the notification bell for tips. You know, we have quite a great community here. So when Abby is on and she's giving you tips, hit the bell, notification bell, and subscribe. Those two things. Then like.
Yes.
Even dislike is an engagement. Dislike if you don't like the video, but just like
and subscribe.
Don't allow your family. Don't allow your family to use you.
Subscribe is very important, please.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so very much for coming. So I wanted to say also that if you have any questions or if you have any comments as relates to this topic that we discussed, by all means, leave me a comment in the comment section. If you want to discuss anything private, my email is in the description box. You can send me an email. I'll be gracious enough to respond to you. And also if you have any questions that you'd like me to consider in this series, please leave a comment for me in the comment section or send me an email and I will address that. Now, I'm definitely going to plug my brother to you guys.
She still has a British accent also.
Do you know quite a number of people?
Quite a number of people.
Yeah. Quite a number of people still reference my British accent. I suppose there's still some of it somewhere sharp. Anyways, so as I mentioned earlier in the introduction, NOSA is a premium MC, and the thing is, nobody today, he did not start today. Since UK days, it has been an amazing event. Compare NOSA brought this old vibe and life to Manchester when we were, living, in Manchester. We never used to have any Nigerian centered events around comedy and music and all of that. NOSA started it and it was a hit. So here's the deal, guys. If you live in Canada, anywhere in Canada, you have an event coming up, you want to host an event, you want to consult on hosting an event or creating an event, anything that has to do with events, this is your plug. So I'm going to leave his details in the description box.
Please follow me on Instagram, please.
Yes, I'm going to leave his social media handles, I'm going to leave his contact number, his email, all the bobo. I will leave it in the description box. I beg.
I'm actually in Calgary for an event, so
yes, he's in Calgary for an event.
I do weddings, I do birthdays, I do naming ceremonies, I do morning devotion.
They do praise and worship.
Praise and worship, so we do it walk.
Thank you, NOSA.
Thank you so much.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Boom.